Since I was little, I always thought my social skills were excellent, but in reality, no one listened to me. And every time I tried to improve them, things got worse, even though I tried all the advice I heard on podcasts and from experts, but nothing worked for me. On the contrary, every time things got worse and worse until I found four simple tricks. And because of them, everything changed. That's when I understood that becoming a social person was much easier than I thought. And that's what I'm gonna share with you in this video. So let's get started. Firstly, let's agree that social skills aren't something you're born with like anything else. They're a skill you work on developing day by day through the situations you go through. So you know how to deal with the people and form real friendships. And this skill doesn't require you to be the smartest or the most talented, because simply you could be the smartest person in your class, top of your class, but at the same time you spend all your time sitting alone, while someone else average is surrounded by friends and everyone loves them. And that's because you're missing this skill, and when you miss it, it becomes hard to communicate, hard to form friendships, and you end up always finding yourself alone. So once you look at social skills as skills, it means you have to spend time with the people. But start with a small step. 10 minutes of your time, for example, when you go to the supermarket, talk to the cashier. Or if you're in a taxi, talk to the person sitting next to you. It doesn't have to be because you want something from them or you want to solve their problems. Just ask them, how's your day? And listen to their answer and engage with them. Because building social skills is like building a muscle. It grows day by day with light, consistent exercises. And this is the first step to becoming social. But it is not enough to make the other person always remember you and try to get closer to you next time. Because the secret isn't in the talking, the secret is that you care to the speaker's heart more than the topic of conversation. And this is the second trick. For example, have you ever asked yourself why your grandfather tells you the same story 100 times? Because simply, every time he tells it to you, you listen, you care, you get happy, and you laugh like you're hearing it for the first time. The feeling you made him feel with you made him come back to you every time to feel that same feeling. And we can apply this trick with every person. For example, try it with the cashier at the supermarket. Before you ask him about the price, ask him, for example, how his day was. And see how next time he will remember you, smile at you, and ask about you. Because we as humans don't want someone smart to talk to us. Rather, we want someone who make us feel that we matter. The third trick is that you speak spontaneously with restriction of fear of the other's opinion of you. Rather that you be yourself without thinking too much. That you be in this moment honest with yourself without pretension or flattery in a world full of pressure and expectation. Because believe me, spontaneity is what makes you feel comfortable and simplicity. And it's the language that everyone understands as love. So let your spontaneity speak instead of your words. And because spontaneity alone isn't enough, it's really important that you leave an impression of simplicity, which is the fourth and most important trick. Because you can be spontaneous but hurt the person in front of you. But when you leave an impression of simplicity, it means you're showing that you're easy. It means the person dealing with you isn't afraid you will misunderstand what they say. Not afraid to say a word and you take it seriously and accuse them of meaning something else. Not afraid to joke with you so you turn it into drama and say he definitely meant to insult me. When you're high maintenance, people with you afraid to talk, afraid to laugh, afraid to be themselves. Because things with you aren't easy. Things with you involve analysis. What did he mean by that? But when you leave an impression of simplicity, people relax. They talk to you, laugh with you, open up to you, choose you. Because they are not worried about your complicated reaction. And that's how you now know the four tricks that changed me. Now it's your turn to tell me what's your favorite trick to be social. Tell me in the comments below.